How to know if the person that you're interested in is avoidant? Well, they're going to give you clear signs. One, they're going to probably muddy up the waters of the relationship status and make it unclear, right? Or they'll tell you things like, I'm not exactly ready for a relationship yet. I really like you, blah, blah, blah. And even if time is going by and everything's going well, sometimes they'll do deactivation strategies where they'll push you away even if things are going so well in the relationship. They want to stop any sense of deeper connection. And it's not because they don't want deep connection or intimacy or a meaningful relationship. It's that they are afraid that if they get into the relationship with you, their independence and that their autonomy is now being threatened. So they think that getting into a relationship will basically take away their freedom, and the best way to navigate that, especially if you're like an anxious type person, is to express to them, hey, I need you to be available to me in a reasonable way and express your needs and your boundaries, because they'll just keep pushing you away, right? And again, they're afraid that if they get into a relationship with you, that they won't be as free as they normally would be. But the most important thing is to understand your attachment style and your partner or person you're interested in's attachment style, so that way you guys can both work this out and understand what exactly is wanted on both sides. You got to have clarity on what you want in the relationship. Now, if there's no clarity, a lot of the times this is what falls into the anxious avoidant trap. It's when the avoidant and the anxious person, they confuse their relationship dynamic with passion or love, right? Because it's this back and forth of pushing away and then the anxious kind of chasing, and then eventually when the anxious stops chasing and they realize maybe this person isn't good for me, the avoidant comes back like a knight in shining armor, right? And it's like, oh, because they notice it. They know that they're not getting the attention and validation from the anxious person, and now it's time for them to hook them, reel them back in with bait or something, right? Love bombing or whatever. Which is funny though, because avoidant people tend to be more controlling type personalities, obviously, and they like that sense of control and they get a validation from it and empowerment. But also sometimes they end up being narcissistic type personalities as well, because like all narcissistic personalities, they're going to do things like push you away, love bomb you, they'll get envious of you, or they'll get mean to you when you're like winning at something. They want you to rely on them, like you know, all those little traits. They'll give you freaking breadcrumbs and make you feel like you're getting the whole loaf in the relationship, but you're really not. And they just want to be in control of you. So there is a fine line between like an avoidant and an avoidant narcissistic type person. But really the main focus is to not be in this anxious avoidant trap, because that's unhealthy. And usually the person who gets hurt the most is the anxious person, because they're always left wondering what's wrong with them, or why aren't they staying, or what's going on, why do they keep coming back and leaving, until they finally see the pattern and realize it, or watch a video like this that gives you the answer. So ultimately, know your attachment style so that way you can express it better. And they all really, like, it all stems from you ending up in the position of being able to express your needs and your boundaries without fear of like losing someone or they're going to run away. Especially for anxious people, because anxious people also tend to be people pleasers. They're going to want people to stay, and they get anxious because like abandonment wounds and stuff. But it's like the breakthrough is to step through that and express your needs regardless of the outcome, if this person's going to leave or not. And for avoidant people, a big breakthrough is to allow a connection to flourish, to try to have a deeper connection and let things be imperfect, because sometimes avoidant people also have this like fantasy relationship in their mind, and if it doesn't reach to that fantasy relationship, they don't want it. Another breakthrough for them is to also consider the other person's needs, because avoidant people also end up in this like repetitive cycle where they don't really end up being in a relationship and they want it, but they keep pushing it away. So it's important to start serving the other person and their needs as well in a healthy way, while also expressing like, hey, you have boundaries of how much you can give, but like you also got to give and take. That's the whole point of the relationship. And again, this is just kind of like scratching the surface. I highly recommend looking up more about this stuff and understanding your attachment style. This helped me a lot, and it helped me move into a lot of secure, because at one point I was very anxious in my life, and then I became avoidant because I was afraid of getting hurt and I pushed people away, and I wanted my freedom. But now it's like I know exactly what I want and I'm a very secure base, so I don't have to worry about anything my partner could possibly be doing or they're not answering me right away. Like I wouldn't worry about those things. It's not a reflection of me. It's like they're probably busy. I just trust that the process is there unless I see like an actual reason not to trust them anymore. Like there's a legitimate piece of evidence that's like, hey, this is, kind of iffy, still talk about it and probably leave. But I think you get the point. Again, I highly recommend looking this stuff up. It'll help you a lot in your relationship dynamics. That way you have clear expectations and boundaries and you know what you want in the relationship and how much you're willing to receive as well. But yeah, so happy 4th. May the 4th be with you and peace the frick out.